Greetings, queer travelers. I'm Questing Queer, and welcome to another episode of Queer Quest. Today's quest is Analogue, a hate story. Before we begin, let's take a pause to review trigger warnings. This game features physical abuse, emotional abuse, murder, incest, strong language, and homophobic language. While this game is not heavily saturated with these themes, if you're triggered by these things, I would suggest picking a different game. This video, however, will be safe from these triggers, so feel free to continue listening. Analogue, a hate story is a visual novel and also a sequel to Digital, a love story. The game being a sequel seems to be irrelevant, as in you can play Analogue without having played Digital. You will not miss out on any story. Analogue takes place on a spaceship called the Mugong Hai, which is completely empty save for two AIs, Hyune and Mute. These two are your love interests, which you can pursue as either male or female, which suggests that the two of them are bi, poly, or pan in some way. As for you, you are a nameless person investigating the ship in the hopes of downloading the ship's logs. Hyune and Mute both help assist in this endeavor by giving you access to certain logs depending on which ones you've already read or the responses you have to their questions. As you unlock the logs of various previous occupants of the ship, you learn about how the ship started out with a modern-style culture and somehow ended up downgrading to a medieval-style patriarchal society. You learn about the different families that were aboard the ship, and most of all you learn about the Pale Bride, who is the victim to the degrading society. However, you're actually 622 years late to the party. The ship has been dormant for all these years, and only now is the mystery of it being solved by you. Though the game seems more about relationships than mystery, and seems to generally end the same way. You still have 5 endings, but despite which one you choose, the story of the generationship will remain the same. Though the game wasn't very choice-based, it was highly intriguing. I was definitely interested in the story, and in the AIs. However, there is an unfortunate case of self-hate with Mute. Though she's obviously queer in some way, she often states that queerness is disgraceful. Now, I understand that self-hate is an issue, but I was highly uncomfortable with her being a romantic option for a female character when she was highly traditional and against queerness. There is a side quest I want to mention here before I conclude, the pronunciation guide that Hyune gives you access to at the beginning of the game. Its purpose is to help you read Korean, though the game can be played in English. I will conclude this game with a thumbs up. I give half a thumbs up for the game itself, and half a thumbs up for the queerness. While it seems to be a game trying to have serious issues involved, I mostly just ended up feeling uncomfortable when those issues were brought up. The presentation of those issues was very difficult to swallow. It was not presented in a way that was easy for me to understand or relate to. This is the end of this queer quest. Be sure to come visit me again soon. Until we meet again, quest completed.